This artifact guide will help you reach levels unimaginable on your Sun Genu and your hunters. Let's talk about it. Let's get YouTube, NoGoodEman come with you today with an artifact guide, more so in depth. I'm going to show you guys basically the breakdown of what artifacts will give you, how to get the best artifacts, and how you want to upgrade your artifacts if you do get good stats. So if you rock with the boy, be sure to leave a like on the video. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel, turn on post notifications so you can know each and every time we go live. But let's get straight into this. So first and foremost, let me show you guys my end game set on my Sun Genu currently. So this is my level 80 pay to win account, and this is the boost that I am getting from artifacts alone. So a 40% buff to my HP, 2500 additional HP, some NP, additional attack. We got 3k going there, almost 70% boost in my attack. That's insane. 3.4 thousand on the critical hit rate, almost 10k damage, 3200 defensive penetration, 4k damage increase, and then you can read the rest. And what that's basically doing for me, you can see it reflected just about here. We got 46% on the crit rate, 185 on the crit damage, which is very, very nice. And then you can see the attack is 20k. Like it said, we get that, what is that, 70, almost 70% boost. So if we take all these artifacts off, and honestly we can, just so you guys can see the difference that it makes, 20k attack, that literally splits our attack in half. So these artifacts are some of the best we're rocking. And then if we auto equip, this is my viridescent set that I'm rocking for like speed runs, I think Battlefield of Time and things like that. If we equip that though, I'm getting less attack, but I am getting a good damage increase. So I don't really mind with this set. And then I can show you guys the difference here. A little bit lower on the crit damage, a little bit relative on the crit rate. And then I think if I change some things up, I can get better stats. I don't even think this was the boots that I'm usually rocking. I believe it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's the one. So 18,000 attack, here's the 50% crit rate, right? And then the 170 crit damage. That looks a little bit more like what I'm rocking. But speaking of artifacts, how do you want to get the best possible artifacts? So if we talk and if we look through these, you guys can see some of the artifacts that I'm getting, and these are insane substats. These are insane. But guys, keep in mind something. I've been doing artifacts for 76 logins, right? So it's taken a bit of time to get here. Now, I'm not saying I just got all these sets today. I've had these sets, but guys, it's gonna take a lot of perseverance. Stats, especially substats on your artifacts, are complete RNG, so you gotta keep that in mind. Don't be frustrated with the system. We have a lot of encore, a lot of instance dungeon guides, especially for the higher tier. So make sure you guys check that out so you know how you can grind those. But after you grind those, you'll get whatever artifacts you can get here. So as you can see, we have a bunch of artifacts in this artifact section, and I'm swimming in gold right now. And that's very, very lovely. But not all of these sets are good sets. What do I mean? Let's click on a random one. This is trash, right? We got fire damage, defensive penetration, that's good. MP, consumption reduction, healing given increase, additional MP. Bad. This is crazy, and this is what I mean when I say there are bad substats. But let's talk about every stat you guys can get. Currently on screen, you're seeing the SLA database, shout out them, and we're in the artifact section talking about main stats and substats you can get. So when it comes to your helmet piece, you guys can get defensive percent, additional defense, or attack percent, additional attack, or HP percent, or additional HP. So there's 6 different main stats you can get from the helmet. On the armor or the chest plate piece, you can only get additional defense. For the gloves, it's always additional attack. And then for the boots, it can be HP, healing given increase, defense percent, defensive penetration, or critical hit damage. And then for necklaces, it's always additional HP. For rings, it's a little bit more RNG based. We got additional HP percent, attack percent, additional attack, additional defense percent. For bracelets, we're rocking all different types of elemental damage, so that's your water, wind, light, dark, and fire. And then for earrings, it's always additional MP. And then for the substats, I believe if we parse through this just really fast, really quickly, it looks like the same substats per. Or what I'll say is the only difference is for armor pieces, it's always gonna have critical hit rate except for the boots. For the boots, I think you can get critical hit damage on the boots. I might be wrong. I think I am wrong, yeah. So let me not say that. So for the armor pieces. So that's your boots, gloves, armor, and helmet. You can get everything all the same, ranging from attack percentage all the way down to critical hit rate. And then when it comes to the accessories, that's where it changes up and it gives you critical hit damage. And then it doesn't give you additional MP, it gives you MP consumption reduction, but you can get additional MP on the bracelets and on the necklace. So as you can see it kind of changes up here. So there's a few vast differences, and a few of these you can definitely pause the screen to see it at any time. But let's get back into our solo leveling the rise account, and let's talk about artifact enhancement. So guys, to enhance an artifact, you need to use your artifact enhancement chip once. Right now we have 1,000. Luckily, early on in the days though, we did not have a lot of these. But when it comes to this, guys, here's where it can get interesting. Here's where it can get a little bit frustrating, because it's complete RNG. So how does this work? We have an enhancement rate of 100%. So if we go from 0 to +1, it'll take us 100%. So that's 1,000%, it'll work. That's cool. Enhancement successful. You can see the boost there. Now to go to +1 to +2, there's a 90% chance we can get there. So if we go ahead and do that, boom, we did it. That's cool. As you can see, that enhancement rate though is gonna get lower and lower. So +3, that's 85, to +4, that's 80, to +5, that's 75%. As you guys can see, it's getting lower and lower. Now here's something important. At every 5th interval, you're gonna get something new. And what do I mean by something new? It can be an increase in one of your substats, or you can unlock a new stat if you're not under legendary tier. So let's scroll all the way down here, past all these epics, past all these legendaries, and let's show you what I mean. So if we go all the way down to common even, you can see here from common artifacts, you unlock certain ones after reaching +5, +10, and +15. This is not ideal, guys. You don't want to be enhancing too much on common artifacts. I would be even light on enhancing the, rare artifacts, because again, we got +5 and +10. So it's going to take you a long way to just unlock all 4 of these categories, all 4 of these substats. Now the bread and butter will definitely be your epic and above artifacts. So here we're getting a quick unlock at +5, and then we can get our +1s in the substats after. Remember, it's every 5th interval. So after we unlock our +5 here, then at +10, we'll get a +1 to one of these stats, and that's complete RNG as well. I'd say you have a 25% chance. I would like to say that, but who knows what Netmarble, cooks up behind the scenes, because all the healing given increases I've got might say otherwise. But let's get back into the legendary enhancements. And of course, legendary is going to be what you want to always be enhancing the most. Now let's get back to, I think this was the one we were using. So we can see from +5 to +6, that's a 70% enhancement rate. We made it successfully. +6 to +7, 65. Oh, enhancement failed. So what happens when your enhancement failed? You have a bonus success rate up. What this basically does, it increases the % chance of your enhancement being successful. And you can read it down here as well. Now, what happens here? You basically wasted 1,800 of your gold, and that's okay, because you guys do want to keep enhancing. Now, I'm not saying you just want to waste your gold, waste your enhancement chips, but you guys do want to be mindful of this when enhancing. So we got to keep moving forward though. So we go from +7 to +8. Now it gets lower and lower. Yep, there we go, boom. +8 to +9, failed. So as you can see, +1, it's 56%, failed again, +2%, failed again, oh my goodness, +3%, failed again. Come on, man. There we go, to +9, and now let's try +10. Come on, man. It's 50%. It's literally a 50-50. It's like tossing a coin, but somehow we can't get it. There we go. Enhancement successful. So like I told you guys, at every +5 interval, we're at +10 now. We get additional HP +2. So that's how it works. We're stacking up. We're getting a lot more HP. And then always, as you guys are enhancing, your main stat will also gradually increase. So if you're worried about your main stat, getting that +1 enhancement, it's not for the main stat. It's just for the substat. So you always want to be mindful of having the best substats possible. Now, let's get into some instance or encore. I think instance might be a little bit faster, just so I can show you guys just basic best artifacts you want to be gunning for. So if we go in here just really quickly, I want to show you guys a trick you can use to, keep track of your artifacts. That way you're not losing them once you do get them from instance or encore dungeons. So we're gonna beat on Egress as fast as possible right here. Some of the shadows, do what we can. Don't want to take too much time here. There we go. Cool little 13-second debuff. And then we're gonna get a bunch of artifacts. As you can see here, we're already predicting on the legendaries. Boom, boom, boom. And we get a nice little pool because this is tier 10. Now let's look through and see additional MP, defense percentage. This would honestly be good on like a tank character, so that's not bad. Now, here's where you can honestly save these artifacts and don't forget about them later. If I think this is a good set now, I can hit this lock key and then it'll be locked automatically. So if you're someone that sells your artifacts often, this will prevent you from selling that specific artifact. And let's keep on looking. This is a trash set. Don't want to keep it. Let's look at this ring, damage reduction. That one's not too good, not too good. This one's actually not that bad. HP percentage, attack percentage, additional HP, damage increase. The only iffy one is defensive percentage, but this is what we call a 3 out of 4 set. So it's 3 good substats versus the 1 stat that's a little meh. But the main substat is HP percentage. So I would like this one, honestly. So we're gonna lock that. We're gonna keep that. And then I do look at my epics as well. I'll just quickly parse through this one. This one's not bad. Starts with an attack substat, healing given, healing given. And not to say that if you see healing given, just give up on the set immediately. If I do get this to +5 and that 4th stat is like, let's say critical hit damage, this would be a good set. But it's all in the RNG, it's all in what you get with the +1s. So now let's go back to our artifact enhancements and let's try to get some artifacts all the way up to +20. So this is where it kind of gets a little scary because I don't even know if I have enough enhancement chip 2s. Do I? I probably don't actually. I have 61, so probably not gonna be able to take anything to +20, but we can try to go to like +15 at the very least. So let's find a set that I locked previously. So we can honestly use this one that I just got. So, and then for target tiers, let's say I just want to enhance until I get to a certain target tier. This will auto enhance, and this will enhance until it either gets there or until I don't have the required gold or I don't have the required enhancement chip. So we can let auto enhance do our work. Breaking at 90+% is crazy, but it is how it is. As you can see here, defense +1, and then once you get to your set enhancement, it will stop. Now, if you get this to +10 or +20, then you might come back to your screen a little bit broke. So definitely you just want to keep an eye on this. Let's say you're spending a little bit too much, that gold's getting a little low, you can stop your auto enhancement at any time. So I just set it to +15 and I set it to auto enhance, but I stopped it. Now let's go back to +15 and let's not stop it until it gets there. So hopefully we get a nice little stat here. As we can see, the RNG is not in our favor. We get defense +2, and this was a 3 out of 4 set. It had 3 good substats to the 1 mess stat, but the 1 mess stat got a +2 on it. So guys, the RNG is very interesting on substat. Hopefully Netmarble does end up fixing this or giving us better ways or giving us ways to re-roll on our artifacts, because honestly, it's just a tad bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It's too hard to keep up with this, and they're releasing even new artifacts with 8 set effects. So how are we honestly supposed to keep up with shit like this if we're getting all this healing given increase, if we're plagued by healing given increase, and there's only 2 healers in the game? What, like, how much sense does this make? We got to do something with that Netmarble. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below and at it. Be sure to leave a like if this helped out. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on those post notifications so you can know each and every time we go live. And with that, I am out. Peace.